Palm Pixi, Noah from PhoneDog.com. What's going on, everybody? We're doing a multi-part video on the Palm Pixi. A whole bunch of different parts to the video. Unboxing, quick review, hardware and OS, media player, web browser, messaging. You know, we're going in depth so you can find out pretty much everything you need to know about the Palm Pixi if you like watching videos. And if you don't like watching videos, well, I don't know why you're here, but you can go over to the website and PhoneDog.com and you can see the written review as well as in addition to some other coverage, hands-on impressions, stuff about WebOS. You can read the Palm pre-review, all that stuff. So we got you covered on PhoneDog.com. Just want to give a quick shout to our friends over at Best Buy Mobile who hooked us up with not only one, but two Palm Pixis for us to give away. We got our PR loaner from the fine folks at Palm. Then Best Buy Mobile hooking us up with two more devices so we can do more reviews in case you don't like me, you want to see Adriana or, you know, Aaron or whoever else, check out the Pixi. But then also we're giving them away on the One Pod Bandits. Go over and play that, PhoneDog, Facebook.com. Real quick, Best Buy Mobile, they got this thing called Walkout Working. You go in there, you buy a phone, they make sure you're hooked up. If you want it, you're hooked up with knowledge on how to use your phone, transfer your contacts, all that stuff before you leave the store. If you're like me and you're like, nah, I got it, and you go home and then you don't know how to use it, you know, you can go back in and they'll help you too. But it's cool. They make sure you're working before you walk out. That's why it's called Walkout Working. All right, enough of all that stuff. Let's get on to the video. Palm Pixi. All right, so we're going to take a look at the Palm Pixi's media capabilities here. Photos, videos, music. Pixi has 8 gigabytes of internal storage, just like its big brother, the Pre. There's no micro SD card slot or any kind of card slot for expansion. So 8 gigs, and that's what you get. But, you know, it's 8 gigs for $99 phones, so that's actually kind of becoming the standard these days, I guess. But, you know, still pretty good. You can get your media on the go pretty well. I've got the Touchstone charger back here on the Touchstone charger back on the phone is what I'm trying to say, back here. Palm was kind enough to send the Touchstone and the Pixi back with the review unit. And I mention this only because when I synced up media to the Pixi using the micro USB port, the Touchstone back, the USB cap on here just isn't closing right since I've been syncing media. I did this twice. I plugged it in, moved a bunch of media over, unplugged it, plugged it back in, moved something else over, and it won't stay closed. There's a magnetic system here. You can see the little magnets on the body of the phone. So I'm not sure if this is an issue. It looks like maybe the magnetic strip just fell out. No such issues with the regular back, which I happen to have right here. And you can see on this one that the magnetic strip looks like it's still in there. So just because we're talking about media and this just came up, I will mention that. That's kind of the first build quality issue I've seen with this device in the time I've been testing it. Anyway, so we'll get the phone back on here and we'll go to the media. And so you've got, we'll start out with the camera. Camera is a 2 megapixel affair with an LED flash. Performance has been, you know, somewhere between okay and a little substandard. And that's relative to cell phones. And in general, I don't think, you know, my whole thing with cell phone cameras, no matter what the megapixels, if you're getting a cell phone for the camera quality, you know, you're asking a lot. You're going to have to do a lot of shopping and your options are going to be limited. For me, you know, having a camera on a cell phone is awesome. The quality does matter for sure, but, you know, it's not going to be a deal breaker probably for me. But for you, it might be. And so that being said, you know, camera's pretty straightforward. It rotates with the accelerometer, as you can see. Rotate back. You can see the little icons changing as I turn the camera around. So basically, you've got a very simple UI here. A button to look at your previously taken pictures, your film roll. A button to take the photo. And a button to change the flash from auto to on to off. And that's pretty much it. And so we'll take a photo here. So we'll get a photo here of the camera box. You can see a little glare from my overhead light showing up on the screen in the upper left corner there, but not too bad on the box itself, the subject of our photo. It's like I'm trying to get this into 2 viewfinders at once here. This is too complicated for me. So we'll do it first with the flash off. And we'll do it again with the flash on auto. You can see pretty quick reload time on the camera, which is nice. And then here's with the flash forced on. And we'll go to the photo roll. And you can see the photo with the flash on, you know, it's pretty much a whitewash in the area where the flash was. Now granted, I didn't really need the flash in this case, but just to show you, you know, these cell phone, camera phone flashes have a tendency to do that. They have a very kind of limited range where they're really effective. We'll go now to the photo. The other photos had the flash off. And, you know, not too bad. If we zoom in, we can read the text. But, you know, my hand doesn't look that splotchy in real life. It gets a little splotchy, but it's not quite that splotchy. I mean, really? Is my hand that splotchy? Are you thoroughly grossed out yet? You know, my hand's a little splotchy, I guess. So, you know, in general, the performance of the camera, it's a cell phone camera. It's fine for a cell phone camera. Not all that great. No video capture, which is a little bit of a disappointment on this device. Oh, well. If we go to, let's keep that open, and we'll go to the photo roll. And there's some other photos in here that I side-loaded, and then some that came with the device as well. And the UI, in general, the UI on this one, I think is just gorgeous. Really just makes it fun to do stuff on the phone. So the photo roll, the ones I just took. Miscellaneous are ones I side-loaded from my computer over USB. Just some totally random photos. Here's one of a Nike ad of Rafa Nadal that I took when I was in Barcelona for Mobile World Congress last year. And, you know, not the highest quality photo, but you can see you can zoom in pretty easily right in on Rafa's little, you know, winking and biting his jacket there. And you can zoom out. We'll go to, here's an icon. You know, really exciting. Pretty easy to zoom around. Here's a photo of my old office. This one, the orientation is a little bit off. But so if we go back though, and we'll go to the wallpapers that Palm put on the device, because these are actually higher quality photos, because I didn't take them. You can see, you know, the screen looks really pretty nice when you're viewing high quality material. Easy to zoom in and out. You can do, you know, the two-fingered multi-touch. Sometimes a little tiny bit of a lag when it first gets going. But as long as you don't have, you know, a bunch of apps open, if this is the only app you have going, the multi-touch works pretty well. And you can flick through your photo gallery. That's my favorite of the wallpapers. I'm an impressionist kind of guy, I guess. And so there you go. They look nice, you know, easy to navigate them. You can hit the button there to share, assign to contacts, set wallpaper, share via email, share via MSS, or you can upload, and then this is where you get into the whole synergy system and the WebOS and everything. But you can set the phone up to be synced to your Facebook or PhotoBucket account, and you can automatically, you can do one-touch uploading, which is pretty nice if you're into sharing photos. All right, and we'll take a quick look at the video player. The phone came with a demo video loaded onto it. I tried to load a video. I didn't even bother to reformat this or anything. I just threw it on here to see what would happen. It's a DivX AVI file. Doesn't play. Can't hold that against the Pixi though, because I just threw it on there. I didn't try to, you know, look at the specs or anything. But look at the video that came preloaded on it, the demo video of the Pixi. Should I get this out of the glare for you? It's oriented this way. It's not a widescreen video. And it looks good. Sound quality is good. Picture quality is good. You tap on it, pretty basic controls. The video player is widescreen, but the video was formatted to be looked at that way. Is why I got confused. But you can scrub back and forth through the video, and you can go, you know, zoom in, zoom out, although this video is, you know, obviously formatted to fit the screen. So there you go. Basic video player works pretty well. All right, and then there's the music player. The music player on the Pre, as has been well documented in the tech blogosphere, used to be able to sync with iTunes, then it couldn't, then it could, then it couldn't, then it could, then it couldn't, and as of now it can't. Apple has, you know, repeatedly blocked access. Some of the Palm engineers figured out a way to basically, when you plugged a WebOS device into a computer that had iTunes on it, it basically masqueraded as an iPod so that iTunes would sync with it. That doesn't work anymore. Apple blocked it. And so media management now is drag and drop style. I plugged the Pixi into my computer, which happens to be a Mac, and I just dragged files over. It mounted like a USB drive. I just dragged my files over. It actually auto-synced with iPhoto. It showed up in iPhoto as a camera, so that was easy to import photos. But to put music or videos or photos on, to put media onto the device itself, onto the Pixi, I had to drag them over manually. Not that big of a deal. I just dumped them into the root directory of, the Pixi USB media, and it automatically parsed them into this is music, this is video, this is photos, etc., etc. So we'll go into the library here. We'll go by artists and alphabetically sorted. If I turn into landscape mode, I get nothing because it only works in portrait mode. We can go back and we can look, instead of by artist, let's look by genre. And so on and so forth. So we'll go back, we'll go by albums here. And let's turn on some of them Crooked Vultures, new album, Dave Grohl, John Paul Jones. Josh, how do you pronounce Josh? Is it Josh Ohm? Josh Home? Josh Ohm? I don't know how you pronounce it, but the dude from Queens of the Stone Age. We'll put on the single, Mind Racer, No Chaser. So very similar to Pre, same media player. So you can swipe through to change songs, and you can hit the list button instead. And when you're in list button, you can see the little countdown that lets you know how far into the song you are. You can go back, and if you want to scan, you can touch the button, or you can hold down the fast forward or rewind, and then you can drag, and it scans pretty easily. Access is pretty good because it's internal memory, embedded memory, so it's pretty fast. You can go repeat. You can go repeat one track only. You can shuffle. I like the little visual of, which songs are coming up when. So if we go back into shuffle all, it's kind of cool. You get the little visual of what songs are coming up next. So that's kind of fun. And there's what it looks like when you have music that does not have album art. You just get the little blank album art there. So the music player works well. You can keep it going in the background while you do other stuff. So we'll launch the web browser. Music keeps playing. We'll go to the Palm site. You can see the music player is going in the background. I've also got a new email. So if I tap down there on my notifications, now this is where, I'm not sure if I mistapped or if the Pixi's kind of getting a little overloaded because the multitasking isn't as robust on the Pixi as it is on the Pre. But maybe I just mistapped. Yep, there we go. So I've got a new email from Edith Yang. And then I've got my little music player. And what's cool about the Pixi's music player is right from down here, I can do some fast forward rewinding. You even get a little preview of the album art in the background, which is, just kind of fun. And then you can get rid of that. It'll keep playing, or it would have, except I'd paused it. There you go. Still running. Go back, do my web browsing. Go back, music player. So there you go. You've also got the Amazon MP3 store on the device. And if you watched the quick review video that I did, which I know wasn't as quick as I said it was going to be, I had a little struggle with loading the Amazon MP3 store. It was a little slow to load, but it does load. You also got a dedicated YouTube app, and as you saw, also Sprint TV. But still, we'll go closet door fail. And so it's loading, over FDO only. You can scrub. Okay, you want to watch that, you can go to YouTube and watch it. Go back. You've got the Sprint TV. You've also got... Oh, it's not on here anymore. There's a Pandora app available also. Lots of apps in the App Store. I shouldn't say lots. There's some apps. That's a topic for a separate video. But Pandora is available for WebOS, and it works well on the Pre and the Pixi. I deleted it. So you've got Sprint TV. You can also download apps like Pandora, which works quite well on both the Palm Pre and the Palm Pixi, the WebOS version of Pandora for your streaming radio. Other entertainment media apps available. We'll go real quick to Sprint TV. I'm not a big mobile TV guy. We'll see how Sprint TV runs on the Pixi. Without Wi-Fi also, a little dicey, I think. While it's loading, I wanted to check my notification. But there we go. So let's see what's on live. It's on ESPN right now. No, I don't have the extra. Well, what do I have? Do a little preview of the Michael Jackson trailer.
Michael Jackson, the trial and triumph of the King of Pop, tells the undaunted truth about the superstar and the media pundits that hated him.
Oh, this is not. What is this? Okay, enough out of you. And you're done. So there you go. A look at multimedia on the Palm Pixi. In general, it works well if you're doing, kind of one thing at a time. It works very well. Two things at a time works fine. Three or two, depending on what it is, three or more, and you're going to run into some issues. But you can play music in the background while you're looking at photos or browsing the web. The screen, even though it's 2.63 inches smaller than the pre-screen, certainly smaller than the iPhone or the Droid, some of those all-touch phones. Really sharp. Things look really good on it. High-quality photos look great on it. The camera, 2 megapixel with flash. Performance is kind of so-so. Like with most any cell phone, I shouldn't say any, but most any cell phone, the range of the flash and the usefulness of the flash is, it's kind of limited. But it's a cell phone camera. Very easy to share photos. 8 gigs of storage internally is great. No video capture, though, which is too bad. Hopefully that'll be coming in an update before too long. And internal headphone jack or integrated headphone jack, as well as stereo Bluetooth. Bluetooth works well, easy to pair. Had no problems listening to music on my old school Motorola S9s. I'm not a big Bluetooth guy. I like the wired headsets, and works really well. I tried with a few few headsets that I like, and it worked quite well. So there you go. It's a capable little device. The media features are great, just like Pre, but a little slower, a little less robust when you're trying to do multiple things at once.